coming and for your support along this part of our journey. I, as you know, was David's current wife. An introduction he always loved to say when we met new people. I would in turn introduce him as my future ex-husband. It broke any ice that was there immediately. David was the kindest man. His warmth and love was outstanding. His humour was boyish, and I loved it so much. His last words to me were, "You're wonderful, Lorraine." And that was what he was to me. He also wanted me to tell you all that he was a wonderful lover. I'll reserve silence with that. Okay, also as well, David had, we had spoken about his death in the past few weeks, and although, David wasn't ready to leave this world, he was very much at peace with the fact that he was going to die. I was not so sure about it, but he was completely okay about it, and he got a tremendous amount of strength from all of you guys who loved him so much. And I must say, I do appreciate every single one of you has given us so much support along this journey, which was really hard. So, he picked this poem, and it was from a film that he'd watched as a child. We watched it together, and it was rubbish, I thought. He absolutely loved this poem, and so I'm going to try to read it without gurning. Okay, so it goes like this, and it is very much a part of what David felt about me and my wonderful children and his mother-in-law Pat. The life that I have is all that I have, and the life that I have is yours. The love that I have of the life that I have is yours, and yours, and yours. The sleep that I shall have, a rest I shall have, yet death will be but a pause, for the peace of my years in the long green grass will be yours, and all yours. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, Pat. Well, as you all know, my dad, biggest City fan in the world. He taught me everything I know about football. Mr. Football himself. And as everyone in a 50-mile radius of Manchester, I knew there was a home in the Memorial Garden outside the Etihad by Minnie Aumonier, who was his great aunt. He would always often walk about just showing his ID to people, saying, "That's my great aunt." And when they said that's brilliant, he confirmed that's my great aunt. It's called In the Garden of Heaven. I think of heaven as a garden where I shall find again those dear ones who have made my world. I think of heaven as a garden where the flowers I love most will always bloom, for in that garden winter will never enter, and I shall remember no more those days on earth that were hard to live. Only the lovely things of life will remain for memory. Sorrow and sighing will be forgotten, and no one will be weary or sad in my garden of heaven. I think of heaven as a garden, perfect, all beautiful, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. And my dad also wanted me to say that he was a great lover.
I've also been sent up here with a message that my dad was a great lover. I really wanted you all to know that. So I've got a wee poem here that we've had in our house since I can ever remember, and it's always just sat in our wee frame. I didn't think I'd be reading it this soon, but it's such a privilege to be able to read it all in front of you. And I really want to say thank you so much for everything you've done for us. I really appreciate it, and I know my dad did too.
So it's called Friendship, and it's by Stacey Aumonier. Now, I wish I knew what the exact relation was. I should have listened to him when he was blabbering on about it so much. It's called Friendship. Had I to make this journey all again, or even in some other life, to set out on a path steeper, stonier, and more beset with perils, I would ask no more than this, that on that journey I might find those people who have been my friends, those who have loved me, and those whom I have loved. And I think that's really befitting for my dad, because he really did love, he loved the people, and I'm so happy to see that he's all loved them back. So thank you so much.